In this, we need to find out the oxyacids in which there is sulfur-sulfur linkage. So definitely you need to write down the structures of all these oxyacids. Then only we come across the presence of sulfur-sulfur linkage. The first one, that is H2S2O3. This is called as thiosulfuric acid. Remember, if you take the case of sulfuric acid H2SO4, one of the oxygen of sulfuric acid is replaced by sulfur. So we get H2S2O3, that is thiosulfuric acid. So the structure is similar to that of sulfuric acid, where the basicity is equal to 2. So there should be 2 OH groups and 1 oxygen is attached to the sulfur by a double bond. So definitely in place of the second oxygen there is a sulfur. So there should be a sulfur-sulfur double bond. So here there is sulfur-sulfur double bond, not sulfur-sulfur single bond linkage. Our second one is H2S2O7. This is nothing but pyrosulfuric acid, also called as oleum. So here there are 2 sulfurs and the basicity of this one is 2. So there should be 2 OH groups, 1 on each sulfur, like this. Then after this 5 oxygens are there, out of which 2 oxygens are attached to each sulfur by a double bond in this way. So totally 4 are completed and still 1 more oxygen is left, and that comes in between the 2 sulfur. So here there is sulfur oxygen sulfur linkage. It is not sulfur sulfur linkage. The third one is H2S2O4. This is dithionous acid, H2S2O4, and 2 sulfur atoms are there and the basicity of this one is 2. So 1 OH group on each sulfur and still 2 more oxygens are there. So 1 on each sulfur. So definitely there is sulfur sulfur linkage here. So this is one of our correct answer. Then our option D is H2S2O6, which is nothing but dithionic acid, and the basicity of this one is also equal to 2. Remember one thing, in the oxyacids of sulfur there is no exception at all. The number of hydrogens present in the molecule itself is the basicity. So 1 OH group on each sulfur and still 4 more oxygens are there. So we can write 2 on each sulfur like this. So here again there is sulfur-sulfur linkage. So these are the 2 oxyacids where we can find sulfur-sulfur single bond linkage. So our answer is both option C and D.